friend said it's not so much a frock as a sack, but it is an unusual frock, and it's French, so it should be a fabulous frock. I figure it's good for doing some philosophy. And the next couple of pages of my thesis are a kind of digesting of, okay, so inclusive research has come this far. People with profound intellectual and multiple disabilities have been excluded from it and are being re-excluded from it by contemporary definitions of the field. So what to do, and part of the what to do was the how of the previous video. We're going to spend prolonged time with these people. We're going to listen in different ways, and we're going to be with them. But there's also a philosophical how, because you have an exclusion by definition. If research is inherently intellectual, and this is a population of people who lack intellectual capacity, then the two definitions kind of don't mesh together, and you can't put the two together. And I am not looking to question the definition of profound intellectual disability or impairment, because doing that questions the existence of a population, and that's a big tangent, but it's definitely something that I'm not interested in doing. So you have to question the definition of what is research. And as we conceive of research, we have these processes that are well established. You know, if you ask any secondary school child, they will tell you that you have to have a question that you're asking, and that you have to have ways of testing that question, and that it needs to be replicable and things like that. There's a general understanding of what research is. Much of that general understanding is questioned by other forms of research. So for example, with the hard sciences, you would expect to be able to do an experiment, and so long as somebody else set up their experiment in the same way that you set up your experiment, you would expect them to get the same results. Whereas in sociology, say you are conducting research about the experiences of mothers giving birth, you would never expect somebody else to be able to get the same answers as you, and if they did, it would be really worrying. But even still, there is generally understood processes for doing research, these structures that exist. They're having hypotheses, the testing your, making your variables, being aware of your biases, all of these things. There is this set of structures. But those structures are not what research is. So I could ask questions and not be doing research. I could keep my variables the same and not be doing research. The thing that I reasoned is definitive. And remember, I had a problem by definition at the start of this. The thing that I reasoned is definitive about research is that it is a process of apprehending new meaning. We're finding stuff out. The whole point of it is to understand something new, to learn new stuff. And it's if you imagine it as a movement, we are, like the movement's going that way, same as the shoulder line of the dress. We're pushing towards new knowledge, and those processes that we have, those well-established steps for doing it, are how we do it, but they are not what it is. What it is the apprehension of new meaning. And so if I define research as the apprehension of new meaning, then I can ask, can I do research with people who do not have intellectual capacity? And you kind of think, yes, because together we could apprehend new meaning. We could have new experiences, we could feel new things, we would be moving in that direction, but we wouldn't necessarily be doing it by all the established steps and processes. So my next little philosophical manoeuvre in the thesis, page 37 to 39, was to do that foundational shift in what I'm understanding research to be, so that I've got definitions that can line up. I've got research as the apprehending of new meaning, and I've got people who lack intellectual capacity, and these things can go together.